Okay. Turn towards you. Turn nice and loose, shoulders relaxed, pulling towards you. So weight in the left leg, turn to the left. Weight in the right leg, turn to the right. Weight in the left leg, turn to the left. Right leg, turn to the right. So you're turning here. When I'm in the left leg, what I'm doing is turning at this joint here. I'm rotating, turn, pull. Right leg here, rotate, pull. So 50-50, change, turn. Hand starts to come up, 50-50, change, turn. Hand starts to come up, 50-50. You can practice this movement using the bear exercise, or you can practice this movement in cloud hands. It's all the way through the form. Whenever you turn and move, it's got that kind of Chim Ching, we call it dong dang. It means swing, return, swing, return, swing, return. This is number 2, return. You can use it in push hands, you can use it in martial applications. I've been using this exercise to start my petrol lawnmower. Okay, number 3, compression. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can press down to your legs. Compress down. Compress. Compress. Expand. 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 You keep going, I'll just check how you're all doing. Thinking as you can press down, come up as you expand. It's very easy just to bob up and down, but you're sinking down for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you hit the bottom, you're expanding up. 2, 3, 4, and you're timing your arm movements with the movement. So this is a movement you get. You can press into each posture in the form, and as you expand at the end, up and out, as you expand in the end, up and out, all the time coming up through your body, out through your legs, up through your body, out through your hands. You get a sense of a compression. It's kind of like doing slow squats at the gym. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Well, you can.
When you reach the topmost bit of that move,
yes,
are your knees locked out or are they still slightly soft?
Still slightly soft, always soft.
That's what I thought.
You're always under load, always under load.
Okay.
It's a bit like, it's a good question, thanks, Kathy. It's a bit like if you're doing bench presses at the gym.
Yeah.
So lock.
Yeah.
And when you get down, release.
Yeah.
Always under load all the way through the whole movement. And this is the same, under load all the way through.
Just leave a little bit. Okay, thank you.
Under load. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. It's a feeling to develop. When you do your form, it will make your legs ache because your body will feel like it's always under load. Okay. Right now, so last week we did number 5. We're going to do number 4 now. Some of you are familiar with this. So number 4 involves bringing up and drop and circle, up and drop and circle. Now what I'm doing here is, in effect, I'm doing this with my shoulder blades. And my shoulders are going down and back, up and over, up and drop. And this is mobilizing your shoulder blades. Hands together, elbows together, brings your shoulder blades forwards. Down, hands back, shoulders back, hands over. So what you're doing here is mobilizing all of the shoulder blade, all of this area here. Do this about 6 times. That's good. And from here, hands together. I'm just going to switch the screen over. So it's just one big picture of me. So when you watch the video later, it's just one big picture of me. So mobilizing about 6 times, and hands together, push and turn sideways. Bend your knees like you're sitting down, over just as low as is comfortable. So you're sitting into your hips, and you're going to swing through. Now, swinging through is mobilizing your spine in that direction, like you are rippling your spine in that direction. I'll do standing up in a moment. Swinging through. You swing your arms through, and that breathing up mobilizing your spine in that direction. And you're going to swing side to side. That rotates your spine. And roll your shoulders. That mobilize your spine in that direction. And knees forwards and curl up. Right. Now, very handily, look what I've got. Okay, so on this chart, what we're looking at is all of your body. And if you think here, you can see down the spine, it's just, as people realize, it's a series of small joints, small bones, but the spine has got no circulation in it, really. The spine, in simple terms, is a bone, a piece of sponge, bone, a piece of sponge, bone, a piece of sponge, and so on. That, in simple terms, that's it, bone and sponge in sections. And so these exercises, in this drawing here, the first exercise mobilizes your spine in that direction. The second exercise, rotating, mobilizes your spine rotational. And the third exercise, rolling your shoulders, actually mobilizes your hips and your shoulders in that direction. So it moves the spine in all 3 planes. That's the purpose of this exercise. Mobilizing your shoulder blades. As you can see from here, use your shoulder blade and all this area here. It's all a mobile section. The first part mobilizes all of this, and then the bending over mobilizes all the spine in the 3 planes. All right, then. Yeah, I've got a whole set of these. I'll be putting them up soon. If you think the first movement here, what I'm doing here, is immobilizing, you can see here, shoulder blades, forwards, back, forwards, drop. I'm mobilizing all of the shoulder blades. Just what's comfortable for you. Don't force it, because the idea is that you loosen these areas. You're not trying to stretch and back. Stretching back, you're just nice and loose. Whatever's good for you. Gradually, I'll get looser and more mobile. And when I swing this way, what I'm doing is doing that with my spine in that direction. So when I'm swinging this way, the spine is doing that in that direction. Only small amount, you can't always see it. And when I rotate, when I turn this way, the spine is rotating in that direction. Circle it around. Okay, and when I roll my shoulders, exaggerate it here, the shoulders and the hips are going, and that mobilizes your spine in this direction. This direction. So what you're doing is you are mobilizing it in that direction, rotating it, and then mobilizing it in this direction. Okay, so gradually you get all the vertebrae and loosen them up, and mobilizing all your shoulder blades and spine in this direction here. So when you're doing your form and you're doing double push and you sit back, shoulder blades go back and move and expand. When you do ward off left, or cloud hands, all the time, all this area of your body becomes mobile, and you're doing it gradually and loosely. So you're doing roll back, even roll back here. Boom. Just a three-dimensional movement. Double push. So you can whip all the time. So you're making a three-dimensional movement through all of your spine, through all of your body, mobilizing all your section. It's not about doing a big movement. I'm exaggerating it for the camera, or this kind of big mobilizing movement. It's gradual, so that if someone pushes, it opens your shoulder blade, it opens your body, you can move in. When you move forwards or you do ward off, it mobilizes your spine in different planes, so that all that body's got these wonderful bows in them, if you like, ligaments and tendons that stretch and pull, create the elastic effect within our body, and all these joints move around. It's through our lives, you know, through working computers, driving cars, writing, sitting, reading, they tighten up. The Tai Chi, that's why I explain to people now, Tai Chi is a whole body musculoskeletal rehabilitation system. If you don't have to have all these charts, you know, to look at these different charts, to look at the muscles and look at the skeletal structure in the joints. You don't. But if you just take a moment to have a look online to see how these joints, how these movements, how these muscles connect, how the ligaments and tendons, whole structure. Body's an amazing. A body is an amazing all-terrain vehicle. It's designed to stabilize and level. It's designed to produce and harness power, kinetic and potential energy. The kinetic energy, the energy of movement, and potential energy and stored energy from that movement. So you can harness it in lots of different ways. It makes us very efficient in what we do. And Tai Chi refines and trains that through its posture, through its form, and grounds and connects you. So these 5 loosening exercises developed by Master Huang Qing, Grandmaster Huang Qing, mobilize particular things. So this number 4 exercise mobilizes all the spine. Number 5, which we're going to do now, creates those circles, vertical circles of movement. Remember, number 5 was turn. I'm going to move forward so you can see my feet easier. Turn, and up, and up, and up, and up, and up, and up, and up. Get that feeling under up, and up. So I'm releasing my body weight into this leg, and that's into compression, and then the leg expands and lifts me up. I'll release my weight, fall off into the back leg, catch myself into compression, and up, and expand. Release myself into the front leg, catch myself into compression, and expand. Release, compress, and expand. Release, compress, and expand. You do that for 5 or 6, and then heel and toe. You pull, like you're pulling a sock on. You're pulling the sock on heel and toe for again 6 times. And then turn and turn. And up. Release, compress, expand. Release, compress, expand. Release, compress, expand. Release, compress, expand. All the time, release, compress, expand. Release, compress, expand. Up. Then pull your sock on, heel and toe. Heel and toe. Heel and toe. If I'm not lifting my body up, I'm bending my knee, bending my hip, pulling my sock on. Turn and up. Release, compress, expand. Release my weight into my front leg, compress, expand. So it's not, I'm not bending, I'm just landing in the leg, going into compression and expanding, you know, like the 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm releasing, and I'm going on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm release, compress, expand. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So front leg, compress. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release the back leg, compress. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you just play with these feelings. Compress and release. Compress and release. Compress and release. And expand if you like, whatever term you want to use for it. So the impression is if someone pushed me, they'll push me into my back leg, into compression. But the fact is, because it puts me into compression and expansion, although someone's pushing me, they'll push themselves over. So as if I move underneath and up, someone's trying to push me, but that'll push them up. Now that's if I'm using it as a martial art. If I'm using it to pick the glass up, like I suggested last week, remember, if I said I'm using the movement, move my body, pick the glass up, move my body to put the glass down, move my body to pick the glass up. These are the skillful parts of Tai Chi. Then applying those feelings into your form to give it that three-dimensional movement. It could be health or martial. One feeds the other one. If one works, other one works. If one doesn't work, other one doesn't work. It's as simple as that. So number 1 is segmentation. Number 2 is talk. Number 3 is compression. Number 4 is mobilizing your spine and shoulder blades, getting that three-dimensional movement to the trunk of your body. Number 5 is creating these vertical circles and getting used to moving your foot by moving your hips, like pulling your sock on. When you play with each of these movements, you can spend 10 minutes doing each one. It's up to you, but gradually build a feeling up, the connection through your body. You can even just do one for 5 or 10 minutes, get a feeling. When you've got that feeling flowing in your body, then you do your form practice. Then you do the next one, you do another form practice or a few movements, so that your body develops that three-dimensional feel to it. The more we refine, the more alive the system becomes. Right. Okay, you're good with the idea, because that's down to you to practice. I can keep saying it, but you still got to do it and practice it. We're going to go through the form. Last week, we went up to diagonal single whip, and now we're going to do fist under elbow and pulse monkey. Let's go from the beginning. Remember, any time if you have any questions, like Kathy, just turn your microphone on and ask, and we'll discuss it. Head up, knees released, shoulders relaxed. Preparation, sink, and turn. And back. Step shoulder width and turn. And release. Center 50-50. Push it up through your feet and out through your hands. Release into your body. And push, expand, release. Down. Ball up left, weight in the left leg. So going to hold the ball, change weights. Breathe through, step forward, left foot. And up, and expand. Release. Ball up right. And up, expand. Roll back, reach. Press. Separate. Push, single whip all the way around. So right leg turn. As you expand out, you make a beat with your right hand, step across, open. Continue to expand, single whip, release, lift hands, draw in and down, forwards and shoulder. White crane spreads wings, open. Fresh into a step around. Open, sink through, out, step up, play guitar, around, through, out. Deflect down, parry and punch, sit back, change weight, bear, make a fist for your right hand, step up, parry. Forwards left foot, and punch. Parry and close up. Push back. Open your shoulder blades out. 50-50, come up the center. Embrace tiger, return to mountain, weight in the left leg, turn. Step through, move, around. Roll back, under. Round. Press. Separate. And push. Single whip around. Starts to go as you turn. Continue to expand. Single whip. Okay, from diagonal single whip to the corner. What I'm going to do is fist under elbow. So sit back, press into the back leg, release the front foot and come up and through. Step through with your right foot, continue to turn. Left hand past your pocket and up and out. It's called fist under elbow because the fist is under the elbow, as the clue's in the name, I guess. But what we're doing in effect is going open and turn and move. Open and turn and move. The ability to be compressed and then release. Continue to step through, compress, release, step forwards. I'll break it down. So probably 30 to 40 degrees to the back corner. And sit back, relax your shoulders, open your chest. Nice and open. You step about 45 degrees to the left corner. So you can press it in, release, step across left foot. Change weight into your left foot, and that compresses, that releases your right foot to step through. It continues nicely around, lefty around, nice big circle past your left pocket, up and through. Okay. If I point here, I'm going to go in the corner, sit back and turn, step and turn. So I do it here, diagonal, sit back, 45, step through, and turn. So you're making a nice big circle around, around, and up. So I'll do it this direction so you can see as well. Sit back and turn, step across left foot. Release your weight, step through right foot. Release your weight, step through left foot, and relax. Release, turn, step. Release, turn. Release, turn. So you're using your body's momentum to create the movement. What I'm doing is I release here, that compression makes that fully yang. And this then becomes the empty and yin. As I do that, as that gets into compression and I open my hips, compress and release. I don't have to, I'm not going sit on that leg, pick that one up and put it down. I release my weight into my right leg and that goes into compression, becomes fully yang, fully energized, which empties the front leg. As I do, and I sit back with my hips, sitting back with my hips will make my left leg yin and empty and free. And as I open my hips, you'll just want to turn as I turn. I don't have to go. I release and open, and that will release my foot. When I move into the front leg, the same applies. It goes into compression, becomes yang, so my right leg becomes yin. As I turn my waist into, as I release my quad, as I turn my waist into my left leg, that releases my right foot through. And as I release into the right foot, release into the right foot and turn that releases my left foot through. Okay. You're starting to get the feeling that one leg and the compression releases the other leg. When we all first learn it, it is definitely sit back, turn, step, sit back, turn, step, change weight, turn, step. And I get that, and that's absolutely normal, and absolutely as we should learn. But gradually, if you pay more attention to the compression and releasing in the muscles, start to get a feeling of what's compressing and releasing. From single whip, releasing to my right leg. And my right leg goes into compression, and then my hips want to open and square. And it goes into compression, hips want to open and square. That will release my left foot and want to turn. As I move through into my left leg, release my right leg and let my waist turn. That will release my right foot to step through. And as I move into my right leg and up into compression, and turn my waist, and it becomes yang, and this becomes yin, so it becomes full, becomes empty. As I release, that will release my left foot like I'm pulling it with a string. It releases the leg like I'm pulling it with a string. As I fire up this front leg, this leg will want to step through. So just break it down, just go slowly. Release. Turn, release. Left foot. Release your weight into your left leg. Turn and release your right foot. Step. Change your weight to your right leg. Turn your waist. If you turn your waist, release your left foot. Step through. It's kind of like lazy walking. The movement will move your legs. Compression in your muscles will move your legs.
Reminds me a bit of a puppet as well, Mark.
It does, it is. It's very much what that is about. It's very, actually, it's very Thunderbirds. It is like a puppet. It is like a Pelham puppet or a Thunderbird for that generation. But yeah, it does, as that gets fully yang, this becomes yin, and it empties. And that compression makes your body just want to move like you are on strings. Release. Move your weight in, and then that goes into compression. As I turn my waist, if I exaggerate, if I turn my waist, that will release my back foot. Turn my waist, my foot, I want to step through. Change my waist into my right leg, underneath, under compression. As that goes into compression and expands, it wants to pull the leg through. Okay? Because remember, we've just been doing under, up, compress, release, compress, release, compress, release. All these movements start to have more sense to them as you do the form practice. I'm just looking how you're doing. That's good. Always keep your hands forwards and so your chest feels rounded. Release, it feels like a nice round shape or like a rounded barrel. Gesundheit. Bless you, Liv, bless you. There you go. Sneeze, sneeze. Okay. You should feel almost like you are dancing. This kind of that feeling of just moving around. So when I go here, my body would want to move. If you've done a Aikido or anything similar, then the idea of moving and opening, and turning, creating space and opening. Here we go. Just take your time, Jenny. That's what you do. Just take your time and feel the body. Same, Philippa, you just relax and open. Feel yourself compressing and your foot can't not move. If you sit back and open, Nigel, your foot can't not move. You sit back and open and turn, your foot can't not move. It's completely released. Just the same as when I pick the glass up off the table. When I move my body into the glass and underneath and up, glass lifts. I'm not lifting in my shoulder, but I'm compressing underneath and lifting, releasing underneath and back. So when I do this movement, I compress and then underneath, and as I turn my hips, it releases the foot. Press and release and open. Press and release and open. Change weight, compress and release. Pull the foot through. I move into my right leg, compress as I release my hip in to square my foot up to the front leg, compress and release it, or just throw my foot through. Okay. It reminds me, was it Mr. Softy advert years ago when he used to walk down the street and he'd be like, Mr. Softy, Mr. Soft. The soft means that kind of bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. The more you get that feeling in your body, the better. Have a round feeling in your chest, your hands. So the feeling here, around my arms, around my back, is as if from my left hand, all the way down my arm and around my back, up my right hand, is a nice big curve. Nice big curve. Like I'm holding a massive ball. So, and as I do that, the whole lot moves around like a massive ball, all around my back. So what I'm not doing is dropping over my shoulders, shoulder blades forwards, nice round shape. Nice round shape. And that's it, Kerry. So you get that nice circle. So it opens the shoulder blades, opens and moves through your hip. Opens the shoulder blades, moves and through your hip. That's it. And you'll start to feel the circles, the ellipses, as your body moves. That's great. Oops, wrong one. Okay. Okay, so diagonal single whip, knee to the corner. You sit back and release your weight into your right leg. Open your chest, feel the compression in your right leg. Turn your waist, release your left foot. Move into your left foot in a straight line. Turn your waist, release your right foot through. In a straight line into your right foot. Release your waist. Square up to your front leg. Release your left foot through. That's great. Excellent stuff. So you can see, so your body feels nice and balanced in your back leg. Front foot's free, nice and loose. The whole body's loose and forwards. And from here, we're going to do repulse monkey. Turn to the left and open. Release the shoulders, elbows, hips and hands, and square. So you can see here. Turn to the left and open. Release and back. So when we're doing this movement here, number one, open, expand out, and open. So here, expand out, so you can see both your hands. You can always see both your fingers, both your hands. You haven't got to turn. You can see both your hands in your peripheral vision. Open, release, step up, step back. Big toe down first, change weight, straighten your front foot. The way to step back is big toe, little toe. So you should look to, when you step, put your big toe down first and roll around your toes to your little toe, so it makes your heels feel like they're turned out. If you just put if you put it down, if you just put your foot down, the heel will turn in. If you put your foot down and roll across your toes, so the heel turns out, or feels like it's turning out, feet will actually be parallel. That's what we're looking for, feet being parallel when you walk backwards, like in a tram line. So here, open the chest, open the arms, extend to the fingers, relax the chest, elbows, shoulder, so the hip squares up. Step back, big toe down first, roll across to your little toe. As you release your body weight in, compress it and expand. You compress from the back foot, you expand out to your front hand. That's why it's called repulsor monkey. I'm not going backwards. I'm not going backwards. My hand stays still. So if you can see the line in that blind, as I sit backwards, my body moves backwards, but the hand stays where it is. So I sit back to repulsor monkey. If I step right forwards, you can see the edge of the window frame here. In the front, there you go, I'm in the front foot. When I move to the back foot, my body moves away from my hand. it expands. When it moves away from my hand, it expands. I can repulse it. So I'm stepping back to repulse the monkey. So the hand stays where it is. I sit back to repulse the monkey. So the arm lengthens. Forwards, backwards. Okay. Sit back to repulse the monkey. So if you want to practice it, it's good to put your finger on something like the wall. So if you put for ease of practice, if you put your toe against the wall, a finger against the wall, and knee against the wall, when you sit back, you put your toe and your finger stays where it was. Sit back to repulse. Your intention is forwards. So you put your toe against the wall, finger against the wall, you sit back, move away from your hand. Okay. So I've done fist under elbow, turn and back, leave my hand where it is in space, step back, move my body away from my hand, straighten my foot. Same other way, turn around. That finger starts to be over the front foot. I step back, move away from that hand. Feet keep parallel, shoulder width. Turn, we've got no space yet. Back, step back, move away from that hand. So hand and toe, whichever it is forwards. You can see here, that back hand and back foot. You can see the right hand and right foot are over each other, and move away from it. Turn and back. Left foot and left hand are over each other. Move away from it. When I'm here in repulse monkey, open the shoulders, open the chest. Like I'm exaggerating. Oh. Release your chest, release your shoulders, release the hand, turn your body. Now righty is over my right foot. Right is over my right foot. And I step and I move away, lowering my left hand to my left hip, foot straight, straighten the foot. And turn to the left, open, expand so I can see both hands, release, face the front, left knee's over my left foot, step, release my right hand down to my right hip, lefty stays over my left foot. Same with third one, I haven't got enough space to do it here. I'll turn sideways so you can see. Turn and back. Righty is over my right foot. Step. Move back. So left is connected to left foot, right is connected to right foot. You see the idea that you connect the hands to the feet. So if I'm in fist under elbow when I turn and step, righty right foot, lefty left foot, righty right foot, turn, back, lefty left foot, righty right foot, back, righty right foot, lefty left foot. So I'm moving backwards but pushing forwards, moving backwards but pushing forwards. So if you want to do that, if you get that connection between your foot and the hand, that's why it's good sometimes to practice. Put your toe against the ball, move it forward, back, push, turn, swap, toe, finger, push, swap, toe, finger, push. So they get connected. Fist under elbow, release and relax, open. Change weight, release, relax through. Change weight, release, relax through. Open. Right hand over your right foot. Step back, left foot, big toe down first, roll across your toes. Move away from your hand. Turn to the left, expand and back. Lefty over left foot. Step back, right foot. Move, expand. Open. Righty over right foot. move. You can see the extension, the connection is to, the alignment is right foot, right hand. The extension comes from the power of the back leg. As that body expands up, it expands out. Just the same as roll back. As I roll back, if I did that roll back from here, back into my right leg, expand out my left leg, out my right arm. Roll back, left, open. Pulse monkey, same movement, same feeling. In, expand out the left leg through the right fingers. Out the left leg through the right fingers. Roll back, out the left leg through the right fingers. Difference is I'm turning, whereas really in repulsement can go more forwards, but it's the same expansion. Back leg, roll back leg, extend. So roll back and repulse monkey have the same energy. Lu, which is roll, extend. Repulse. The more you do this, you can see that the 5 exercises of extension, segmentation, of torque, compression, of number 4, mobilizing the spine, number 5, under up. All 5 movements are in every posture from your form. So you just pick 2 or 3 of the movements, get a good feel for them, and look to find them in a posture in your form. In Tai Chi, there's 8 energies or 8 ways. Ward off, roll back, press, pull, split. Ward off, roll back, press, push. Sorry. Ward off, roll back, press, push. Pull down, split, elbow and shoulder. Peng Lu Ji An, Chai Li Zhou Kao. All those 8 energies, all those 8 movements are in every single posture of our form. Ward off at that expansion. Ward off, roll back, a rotation and extension. Press and push, they have a certain energy to them. Pull down, split, elbow and shoulder, they all have a certain energy to them. Here, as a ward off, as a roll, as a press, compress my body, as I push and expand, pull down, split, elbow, from here, the intention of elbow from here, the energy from elbow out through fingers, and shoulder, kao. So these all from here. You can play with each of these energies in every movement. You just get a feeling for them. Just try and find them. So let's just go back to those 2 movements. Fist under elbow, repulse monkey. And so my homework for you really will be, take those 2 movements, practice slowly, look to find the 5 exercises with just in those 2 movements. Okay. Down your single whip. Fist under elbow. Release your weight into compression as you expand, which releases your left foot. Breathe through in your left leg, under up as you expand, which releases your right foot. Continue to turn, you move your body through, which releases your left foot. Pulse monkey, open, extend, back, compress, step, big toe, cross your little toe, push under up as you extend out to your fingers, open, step, expand, open, step, expand. Okay, you can use your breathing. So breathing in, expand, breathing out, compress, breathing in, expand. Just the key part of Tai Chi is that you choose just a couple of movements and practice them. So how are we getting on? We get a good feel for that. Let's change the angle of this, get a bit of carpet in. Tai Chi patterns are easy to learn. Tai Chi is not easy to learn. I think Chen Manching said something like, my form is simplified, not simple. And this is what we have to realize. It's easy to get the shapes. It's easier just to get the patterns. But to make it Tai Chi, It has a three-dimensional feel to it. It has an expansion and compression. It has a kind of jellyfish feel to it. It has a tick-tock feel to it. To give more depth and more meaning to it, it can't just be doing a pattern. Play with it. Pick the kettle up by moving your body. Mowing the grass by moving your body. Pushing, you go to the supermarket, push a trolley by moving your body. Open a fridge. The more you practice connection, years ago, there's a lady, Nicola, she used to come to a class. She's a little lady. She was a student at Birmingham University. And at university, they had these full height, like 12-foot, heavy oak doors that swung both ways. So they had those special hinges that swing both ways. But they're still heavy oak doors. You have to give them a good shove to get them open. So she started practicing moving her body into the door and using the resistance of the door, move her body into the door, so that she could use less and less effort, but more whole body movement to open the door. And she said it's funny, she'd been doing this for a few weeks, getting this feeling at opening the door, moving her body, opening the door. And she's only little, so she went along, opened the door and walked through. And somebody else walked up and banged into the door, expecting it to be light and easily open, because this little girl had just touched it and it flew open. But they just hit the door and it hit them. And one time she told me somebody pulled, because it swings both ways, she hit somebody the other side of the door because they were too close and they went flying. So instead of just going, hit, that hurt. She pushed the door, it hit them. They went flying down and not fell over. She had to go and apologize. But we do this in every opportunity we do. That it doesn't matter whether you are moving a piece of furniture, picking a box up. So we're going to Cornwall on Sunday, and I'm going to pack the car up. So I'm going to pack the suitcase, pack a box of things we're going to take. But each time you do this, each time you move it, rather than just thinking, get the box in the car, get the suit in the car, every time we do this, I get to practice, bend my body, move my body up through the box, pick the box up. Move into the car, walk across the gravel, sink my body, move in and cross and put it down. All the time, I get to practice body movement. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but mindful body movement refines the connections that we have. And more we refine, the more everything we do becomes Tai Chi. So when we ask you after your practice, you don't just say for an hour on a Thursday evening, you say every day, all day. I practice every day, all day. Because you're practicing body movement. It's got nothing to do with size or strength. It's also got to do with whole body connection. Our whole body is connected by all the bones, or all the muscles, ligaments and tendons. All of this is wrapped in muscle, and all the muscle is wrapped in a fascia. And then that's all wrapped in the skin. So all of this has such power and potential in it. The more we refine how that moves. So it doesn't matter whether you're using it for fighting or you're just using it to not fight yourself, so that you're stronger, fitter, easier, move more balanced, lift things more easily, do stuff. If you've got, just say you've had your Weetabix in the morning, you've got a capacity of energy. When you move efficiently, not lazily, but efficiently, that capacity of energy gets best used throughout the day. So when you want some more left in the evening, you've got plenty because you've used it efficiently throughout the day. But if you strain it and push it and reach at it, it's kind of like driving your car with a handbrake on. It still works, you burn stuff out. And we forget that what we do throughout the day is energy movement. Energy movement. Doesn't matter what we do with it, it's energy movement. And how we use that energy most efficiently is our job. Whole body, musculoskeletal rehabilitation. But the bonus prize is you can kill people. That's your choice. Well, certainly you can hit people and leave no marks. That's very handy if you're over Lidl's or Aldi or down here in the freezer shop and you want to get in the fridge. You give somebody a gentle nudge, they fall away from the freezer, they don't quite know why, and you're in. You're in. That's what we want to do. Okay. Are you comfortable with what we're doing? Because remember, the homework between sessions is for you to practice. I can tell you, but you've got to practice. All right. Okay. Good. Any questions before we wrap up? No? Excellent. So next week, the scenery will hopefully be my patio outdoors. I'm hoping for dry weather in Cornwall. We'll see how that goes. All right then. Well, thank you all very much. The same as last week.
Okay.
I will upload this to YouTube, and then you'll get an email from YouTube that lets you go in and view it, so you can keep watching it and picking little bits about it. Okay. So were you waving, Philippa, or are you going to ask a question? It's waving. Waving's good. I like waving. Waving is nice.
Thank
People don't
you.
wave enough. People don't wave enough. Okay, all right. Then. Thank you, everybody. Have a
Thank
lovely
you.
evening. I'll see
Thanks,
you.
Mark.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Remember
Bye.
to log in.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Thanks. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thanks,
Thank
Mark.
you.
See you all.
See you
See you
next
soon.
Thank
week.
you.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. See you, Z.
Bye.
Bye bye.